age and above are required to register to the National Health Insurance Scheme in accordance with the NHI Act number 2 of 2018. In this regard, all self-employed citizens are required to self-register, while all employers must register their employees within 30 days of employment and thereafter make the prescribed contributions. Remember, registration and contribution to the National Health Insurance is mandatory by law. Be compliant, pay on time to avoid prosecution without further notice. National Health Insurance, leaving no one behind.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they?
Are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0747235. Email autoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news. The headlines. Rafał Nakachinda arrested for alleged seditious practices. Zambia achieves a 73.48% in ICO audit, exceeding regional and global averages. German Chancellor urges firewall against far right after election win. This news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, I'm Hebert Mutabi. Opposition Patriotic Front PF Faction Secretary General Rafał Nakachinda has been arrested for the alleged offense of seditious practices. Confirming the development, police spokesperson Ray Hamonga said that the brief facts of the matter are that on August 21st, 2024, Mr. Nakachinda allegedly issued a statement during a press conference held at an undisclosed location. Mr. Hamonga states that the statement, which was subsequently circulated on various social media platforms, is believed to involve seditious practices. He adds that Mr. Nakachinda has since been detained in police custody and is currently awaiting the fulfillment of police bond conditions.
Mr. Nakachinda allegedly issued a statement during a press conference held at an undisclosed location. The statement, which was subsequently circulated on various social media platforms, is believed to border on seditious practices. Mr. Nakachinda has been detained in police custody. He is currently awaiting fulfillment of police bond conditions. The Zambia Police Service will reiterate our commitment to upholding the law and ensuring that any actions that undermine public order and security are dealt with in accordance with the provisions of the law.
Grain Economy and Environment Minister Mike Mposha says that the 2023 State of Climate in Africa report provides valuable insights that can inform policy decisions and guide future actions to protect Africa from the devastating effects of climate change. Delivering a statement on the release of the report during the 12th Climate Change for Development in Africa conference via a virtual meeting, Mr. Mposha, who is also the first vice president of the African Ministerial Conference on Meteorology, stated that the report serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for climate action in Africa. He noted that extreme weather events are intensifying and disproportionately impacting the continent's socio-economic development. The minister described the 2023 State of Climate in Africa report as providing a sobering assessment of the continent's climate situation. He highlighted that rising temperatures, severe heat waves, accelerating sea level rise, and erratic rainfall are all contributing to a worsening climate crisis. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has allocated 21 million kwacha to the Lusaka City Council for the maintenance and construction of strategic drainage systems in the city. LCC Assistant Public Relations Manager Nyambe Bulumba says that the scope of the drainage construction project includes the installation of a drainage system from Kulima Tower to Lumumba Road, as well as the upgrading of drains along Mboya and Kayombo roads near the government complex and Premium House, respectively. Mr. Bulumba reports that till Setso Contractors Limited, the contractor engaged for the drainage work, has commenced the project, which is expected to be completed within 6 months. The construction began a month ago. He adds that the construction and maintenance of these critical drainage systems will significantly help reduce flooding that the city has experienced in the past. Mr. Bulumba has urged the public to support the project by cooperating with the contractor and project officers to avoid the disruptions and ensure the project is completed on schedule.
The works began a month ago. The construction and maintenance of these drainage systems in the city will help alleviate the flooding that the city has experienced in the past. The council is therefore calling on members of the public to ensure they support the works by way of cooperating with the contractor and officers who are undertaking the works to avoid any disruptions in the process and ensure the works are completed on schedule and obviously before the onset of the rains.
The Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA, has made a significant progress in preparations to declare the Upper Luangwa River as a water resource protection area. The authority is in Muchinga province to engage various stakeholders, including the provincial administration, traditional leaders, and local communities of the Upper Luangwa, to emphasize the importance of protecting the Luangwa River's source. During a KTC visit to Muchinga province, Deputy Permanent Secretary Matthews Chilekwa, WAMA Acting Director General Misozi Lumpa called on provincial leadership to join efforts in protecting the source of the Luangwa River. Mrs. Lumpa expressed a concern that the Luangwa River source area is being adversely affected by land and forest degradation due to sand mining, agriculture, and other human activities. These impacts are compromising water quality, flow, and the river's lifespan. She emphasized that the Upper Luangwa catchment needs to be protected, as the Luangwa River is a vital source of water for irrigation, agriculture, and household use in the downstream area. In other news trending this evening, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA transport expert for aviation infrastructure and logistics, Nicholas Ndema, says that the African continent requires harmonized consumer protection regulations or a specialized set of rules addressing air transport consumer rights. The opposition Zambia Must Prosper Party has opposed the remarks of the party's former Secretary General Chanda Kasolo, who stated that no current party can replace the UPND. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In business news, Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tyali is elated with the high passing rate achieved by the aviation sector after an audit conducted by the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) team, which has been in the country since August 21st, 2024, and concluded the audit on September 2nd, 2024. The preliminary results of the audit reveal that Zambia scored 73.48% in effective implementation, surpassing the East and Southern Africa regional average of 60.71% and the global average of 69.4%. Mr. Tyali has expressed his delight at this achievement, noting that it occurred under his watch. He emphasized his efforts to ensure that the aviation sector regains its top-notch status in the region and beyond. He has highlighted that the UPND administration views the aviation sector as key and strategic for national development, given its role in regional integration. Mr. Tyali adds that the results demonstrate the progressive reforms and diligent preparation by Zambia's aviation sector, led by the ministry and the Civil Aviation Authority.
We are now truly in the Champions League. I think that what this means is that the aviation sector in this country does now stand a chance that we are able to truly actualize government's aspiration of becoming an aviation hub within the region. Mind you, this particular score is above the Southern African together with the Eastern African, regional average.
Ends business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has urged the mainstream parties not to lend support to the far-right alternative for Germany, AfD party, which won a big victory in the eastern state of Thuringia in Sunday's regional election. The result gives the far-right its first win in a state parliament election since World War II. The AfD also came a close second in Sunday's other big state election in the more populous neighboring state of Saxony. The AfD has been designated as right-wing extremist in both Thuringia and Saxony. Here's a roundup from the BBC for other world news stories.
Police in South Korea have launched a preliminary investigation into the encrypted messaging platform Telegram on suspicion it's helping to spread deepfake pornography. Finland is planning to stop Russians buying and renting property in the country. It also wants to ban others from acting on behalf of Russian citizens and companies in such transactions. Police in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh are intensifying their search for a pack of wolves that's killed 7 children and a woman in the Bahraich district. In the latest attack, a 6-year-old boy was killed on Sunday morning. The French President Emmanuel Macron has had talks with a former socialist prime minister at the Élysée Palace as he seeks to name a new prime minister. Correspondents say Bernard Cazeneuve is a possible compromise candidate for another term in office after Mr. Macron's centrists lost control of the National Assembly at the last election.
In sports news, Newcastle United left back Jamal Lewis is on the verge of a shock move to Brazilian giants Sao Paulo. The 26-year-old, who joined the Magpies in 2020 for £15 million from Norwich, is understood to be in Brazil finalizing the move. Whilst neither club has yet confirmed the transfer, Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill revealed that the move was on the cards. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe was asked about player departures from St James's Park after their 2-1 win over Tottenham on Sunday, and said Lewis's departure was a possibility. We now have the evening weather report. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening will be windy and mild with clear skies. Ends the weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Opposition Patriotic Front PF Faction Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has been arrested for the alleged offense of seditious practices. Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tayali is elated with a high passing rate achieved by the aviation sector after an audit conducted by the International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO team, which has been in the country since August 21st, 2024, and concluded the audit on September 2nd, 2024. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has urged the mainstream parties not to lend support to the far-right Alternative for German Party, which won a big victory in the eastern state of Thuringia in Sunday's regional election. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio.